There was once a boy who believed that being kind would make his life better. So he helped everyone. He said yes to everything. He put others before himself every single day. But one day, he looked around and realized something painful. He had given everything to others and lost himself in the process. His name was Arias. Arias was known as the kindest person around him. If someone needed help, he was always there. If someone was struggling, he would sacrifice his time. If someone asked for a favor, he never said no. People admired him. They said, "You have such a good heart." And Arias believed that this was his greatest strength. Helping others made him feel happy. It gave him purpose. And slowly, he made a habit to always put others first. At first, it felt harmless. Just small favors here and there. A friend asked for notes. He gave them. Someone needed help with work. He stayed late to do it. Someone needed money. He didn't hesitate. Even when it made things harder for him, he smiled and said, "It's okay." But those small sacrifices started to grow, and without realizing it, he began to ignore himself. Over time, something changed. People stopped asking politely. They started expecting. Some didn't even say thank you anymore. Some only came to him when they needed something. And when our eyes needed help, no one was there. He tried to speak, but no one really listened. He stood in the middle of people, yet felt completely alone. And slowly, the smile on his face began to fade. One day, our eyes had an important exam. He had prepared for it. This time, he wanted to focus on himself. But that night, his phone rang. A friend needed help. Our eyes paused. For a moment, he thought about saying no. But like always, he said yes. He stayed up all night helping his friend, explaining, teaching, sacrificing his own time. By the time he finished, it was too late. The next morning, he walked into the exam hall exhausted. His mind was tired. His body felt heavy. And for the first time, he wasn't ready. The results came. His friend passed, but our eyes failed. In that moment, everything went silent. People were celebrating around him, but he felt nothing. His friend walked away happily, without even noticing him. Our eyes stood there alone. That day, something broke inside him. He sat alone thinking, replaying everything. All the times he said yes, all the times he ignored himself, all the times he gave more than he had, and a question echoed in his mind. Was I truly kind, or was I just afraid to say no? For the first time, he saw the truth. He wasn't helping out of strength. He was helping out of fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of being disliked. Fear of losing people. And that truth. Days later, he met an old shopkeeper. The man looked at him and said, "You look like someone who has been giving too much." Our eyes were surprised. The man smiled gently and said, "Kindness is not the problem. Losing yourself is. If you give everything to others and nothing to yourself, you will end up empty." Our eyes listened silently, and for the first time, he understood. The next day, something changed. When someone asked for help, he paused. He thought, and then he said no. It felt uncomfortable, but also freeing. He started focusing on himself, his time, his energy, his life, and slowly, he began to feel something he hadn't felt in a long time. Peace. Being kind is beautiful, but being too kind without boundaries is self-destruction. Not everyone who smiles at you values you. Not everyone who asks for help deserves it. And saying no is not selfish. It is necessary.